Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Golden Astrologer Podcast. My name is Deb McBride, and I welcome you to this fine Sunday, May 9th, 2021. And happy Mother's Day to those in the United States who are celebrating Mother's Day, and wherever you are, if it's Mother's Day. Here in Costa Rica, where I am broadcasting from, Mother's Day occurs in August. It's always August 15th. So no matter what day of the week it is, it's a big holiday. So things shut down, people have off from work, businesses close, shops pretty much stay open. But if it's Mother's Day here, it's a big deal. So happy Mother's Day to those celebrating. And before we get into the astrology, I'd like to make an announcement because I just put up a new event that I'm going to be hosting on my website. I put it up on my website. I'm not hosting it on my website. My friend Monique Long and I are hosting an event here in Costa Rica. It's a retreat, and it will occur from October 9th to the 16th. And it is called Astrology, Medicine, Healing, and Fun. And we are going to be doing all of those things. And we invite you to come join us. There's room for 10 participants. And we're hosting this at the lovely Finca Luna Nueva Lodge, which is in the heart of the rainforest near Arenal Volcano, near the town of Fortuna. And this is a really beautiful, beautiful retreat place with farm-to-table food and some really lovely things. And when I say medicine, I am talking about plant medicine. So the information about this and the type of plant medicine is available on my website, thegoldenastrologer.com, if you go to Astrologer's Thoughts and you look at the latest post, which talks about Costa Rica. So I also sent out a mailer if you are on my mailing list. And if you're not on my mailing list, you can go to my website and join in the little box that pops up when you get to my website, thegoldenastrologer.com, and be sort of in a place of getting all the goodies, all the information, all the blog posts, etc. that I put out. So if anyone is interested or wants more information, please contact me either at info@thegoldenastrologer.com or deb@debmcbride.com. Both of those addresses will reach me, and I welcome you to ask any questions you want, anything curious about what you're reading on the post. And we expect to have a wonderful time and lots of really good, exciting and healing experiences. So onward to the astrology. So as of yesterday, Venus entered the sign of Gemini, and she joined Mercury there, and the North Node. Now, the North Node in Gemini and the South Node in Sagittarius is an interesting dynamic. The nodes are always in opposition to one another. So the North Node in Gemini wants us to think for ourselves. And the South Node in Sagittarius is sort of the teacher, guru, philosophical arrangement we have in our lives. And while it's always good to be learning, always, you need to align your learning with your own opinion and thoughts. So in other words, if you're in a class and you're learning things and it's good and it's exciting, take what you learn and apply it to your own thoughts, your own opinions, your own ideas, and make sure that you are not just 100% taking on whoever's teaching you and just saying, you know what, I give over my thoughts. That person is right. So it's a little hard and a little complicated with, the South Node in Sag, because we want to believe in things and we want to believe that there are things that are very much about, philosophical beliefs that serve us. However, it is important to have our own mindset, and sort of balance that, not be so stubborn. So Mercury is going to conjunct that North Node in Gemini tomorrow. And so it further infuses the energy with thoughts. And then Venus, who isn't quite where Mercury is in Gemini, and she's getting all flirty and thoughtful and witty, and And so one of the things that I want to talk about is that thoughts are energy. And no matter what the thoughts are, they're energy. They're positive energy, they're uplifting energy, they're optimistic energy, they are negative energy if they sometimes are. And one of the things that we are dealing with when we deal with a lot of Gemini energy is there's a lot of thoughts and thinking spinning around the zodiac. And we are very much aware of our thoughts, and we need to be cognizant of this. We know what we're thinking. We know who we think what about, and what annoys us, and what makes us gossip and stuff like that. Now, gossip is not necessarily the most positive energy, you know. It's one thing if you need to tell someone something that happened to somebody else, like, oh my goodness, did you hear what happened to so-and-so? Maybe they need a hand. Maybe we should call and see if they need our help. It's another thing entirely if you are just, kvetching. And what I think you want to do is with this energy, with the North Node in Gemini and Venus and Mercury in Gemini, is be very, very cognizant of what you're thinking and control your thoughts to the point where you know that they are positive, uplifting, and helpful and productive. Rambling in your head about nonsense and people and conversations that annoyed you is not positive, productive energy. And everything carries energy. Thoughts have frequency, especially like when we start looking at the quantum field. Thoughts have energy. Thoughts carry energy and frequency. And if we dig deep into ourselves, we know where our thoughts are coming from. Well, my parents always thought that way, so I just sort of always thought that way because that's the way I was taught. And maybe that wasn't necessarily good for you. Now, here we are back again with North Node, South Node. And maybe your parents taught you something. You were taught, Sagittarius, some thoughts, Gemini, and you were not necessarily given an option when you were a kid. No, this is the way it is, darling. That's the way it is. And, that doesn't mean it works for you in your life now as an adult. Okay? So if you look at your thoughts, and I don't mean get so far in you don't get out, but look at your thoughts. Pay attention to how you're thinking. Pay attention to the ramblings that we all have that could or couldn't be beneficial to us. And if it's important enough, you'll pay attention. Like, what do you? One of the things, Venus is in Gemini now with Mercury and the North Node. So, what do you think of relationships? What do you think of people? Do people irritate you? Do they gossip? Are you gossiping about people? Venus is our social planet. It's our social life. It's not just our intimate relationships. It's who we socialize with and how we socialize, and if we connect with people on an intellectual level and a spiritual and a deep level. One of the things that's really important about planets going into Gemini is we have the opportunity to really look at our thoughts and make sure they are contained in the highest frequency. Okay? Thoughts carry energy. Your words carry energy. And this is so important because someone told me many, many years ago, your words are like swords. And I never forgot that. And it's true. Not that I was being swordful, but this person was telling me a story. And your words are like swords. And if you are saying things to yourself that are not positive or that are self-critical, this is something very complicated and very much in need of attention for each and every one of us. We ramble, we think, we don't necessarily pay attention because we've thought these things our whole lives or whatever. About people, about women, about men. It's like, men, you know how they are. Women, you know how they are. You gotta kind of catch those before they go out into the quantum field and bring you back something that represents that thought that's not necessarily productive. So one of the lessons we need to learn, especially Mercury is going to be in Gemini for a long time. It's going to be there till July 11th. It's going to retrograde at the end of the month. It's going to retrograde sitting with Venus. Okay. And it's about relationships. It's what we think of relationships. It's about who the people we're in relationships with and what they think. And, we don't have to agree with everybody, but one of the things that's so important is to know that your thoughts carry frequency and everything's energy. So you don't want to be walking around criticizing yourself. I'm such a dope. I can't believe I forgot my keys. I'm such a dope. I left my phone at home. I should have brought that. This chatter, this chatter that goes on in the back of our minds, you got to let it go. And one of the things that I am learning more and more every day is how much that affects us when we don't let it go. And so rather than continue to listen to our background chatter, and people say, oh, I can't meditate, I can't calm my mind down. That's the point. It's always going to be like a wild horse, and you're going to be sitting in meditation, and you're going to be hearing, oh, did I send that email? Oh my goodness, I bought olives, and I don't know where they are. Did I put them in the refrigerator? I don't even remember. Did I bring them home? I did buy olives, right? Whatever it is, the nonsense that goes through your mind when you're trying to meditate should be caught and said, okay, I can think about you later. And then you just sit there and you go back into your space, all right? But one of the things that's so important is to remember that your thoughts carry energy. And if you pay attention and listen to everything, if you were to sit with a pen and pad and write down everything that didn't sound good, that came out of your mind every day before you even spoke it, you'd be shocked. You'd be shocked. I mean, I'm shocked. I'm shocked at what people hear from other people. Don't let anyone tell you whether something is going to happen or not in your life. You are in control of your thoughts. And this is what I'm trying to make as a point. If you sit and listen to yourself, and you listen hard enough, and you say, why did I go there? You're going to know that either somebody's been telling you that, oh, you're being unrealistic, or that isn't working. Oh, why should you think that? Why would you think that's going to work out? Many years ago, long time ago, once upon a time in England, my late partner was, he told a friend's mom, and he was probably in his 20s at the time, I'm going to study astrology. And she said, what are you going to do that for? What do you want to do that for? Don't listen to people like that. If your heart says, I want to study astrology or neuroscience or physics or nature or gardening, or fermentation, whatever you want to study, don't let someone say, what do you want to do that for to you, okay? And this is what I mean about hearing the negative voices. He was smart enough to catch that and not let this parent of his friend affect him. So he was really very clear with himself. I'm studying astrology. How weird and how unsupportive. Yeah, there's lots of lack of support in people's dialogue. So thoughts carry energy. Dialogue carries frequency, energy. You want to keep your energy and your thoughts at the highest levels. You want to keep your energy positive. You want to keep your thoughts positive. And you want to keep your ideas positive, okay? If your parents went around saying money is the root of all evil and said bad things about money, and here we are with Venus in Gemini with Mercury, this is also it's not just your relationships, it's your money. Venus is about money. And so what do you think of money? Think about, that's your task for the week. That's your homework. What do you think about money? Well, you'll never make that much money. You can't afford that. Did your parents say that to you? You can't afford that. Why do you think you can afford that? You'll never be able to afford that. Oh, yeah, right. Keep dreaming, they would say. You can't let that continue in your life. Just because somebody else's opinion carries a different energy than yours does doesn't mean you need to take it on. And so this is a really big lesson for all of us over this next 2 months. Today's the 9th of May. Mercury has been in Gemini for almost a week. It went in on the 3rd, okay? Mercury went into Gemini. It's going to be there till the 11th of July. This is an opportunity for each and every one of us to study and understand our thoughts, catch the negative thoughts, turn them around and make them positive, and to embrace positive energy. Don't let people tell you what to think. Don't let people rain on your parade because their thought system does not agree with yours, because they say, why do you think that's going to happen? Why do you want to study that? Why do you want to study astrology? Don't ever let someone tell you, if someone's saying to you, don't rob a bank, what do you want to do that for? That's a different matter. If they're telling you not to break the law, that's a different matter. But if you have your heart set on something, no matter what it is, it's really important to go deep and allow those things to happen in your life, and allow those things to, be present and be positive in your life. Don't let someone tell you that relationship isn't right for you. Who the hell are they? So it's important. I've heard so many things in my life over the years relative to where I am, and I've had to get over so many things, and I've done a lot of work on myself, and I still have to catch myself, and I'm realizing the level at which we talk to each other. I've spent weekends with family hearing them speak in hostile tones to one another, and they're utterly unconscious of it. But I was hyper conscious of it. I was very aware of it, and it's really not cool, So don't let anyone speak to you in hostile tones. Don't let yourself speak to yourself in hostile tones. Be careful how you use your words. Your words carry energy. Your thoughts carry energy. Your words are like swords. Let them be like flowers. Let them be like flowers, not like stabbing anybody, okay? Let them be a wonderful presentation to yourself or someone else. In the meantime, on Tuesday, we are going to have a new moon. And the new moon is at 21 degrees of Taurus. So if you have something at 21 Taurus, 21 Scorpio, 21 Leo, or 21 Aquarius, you're going to be feeling this new moon. And we're all going to feel this new moon because it is, drum roll, the beginning of the eclipse period. So this is not an eclipse. It is a new moon. It is the lunation prior to the first eclipse, which is May 26th, which is a lunar eclipse, meaning it is a full moon. This new moon, it goes, everything alternates. It's not 2 new moons in a row. There's new moon, full moon, full moon. So this new moon opens the door to the eclipse period, and that is going to be a whopper of a week, that last week of May, because lots of things are happening. But we're not there yet. We are focusing on Tuesday, so do a ritual. It's in Taurus. That is the material world. What do you want to manifest? What do you want to feel in your life? Feel into it. What do you want to achieve and manifest into your life? And feeling into it really, really helps you define it. Get clear. The more clear you are with all these planets in Gemini, the more clear your life is going to be, and you can manifest things. Next week the sun will go into Gemini. We've got another 11 days before that happens, but that will be here in a second, it's already the 9th of May. A minute ago I was saying, hey, it's May, it's already coming on us. So then we'll have another planet in Gemini, and that will be 3 planets in the North Node in Gemini. But right now we're focused on Taurus. The sun and the moon will be in Taurus on Tuesday, and in fact, the moon is going into Taurus today. And one of the things that, actually in a few minutes the moon's going into Taurus, but one of the things that's so important is that it's sort of at the end of Taurus, at the last decade of Taurus, and it is opening the door. It's swinging open that door to the eclipse. So the energies are going to start getting revved up. And now there's lots of stuff in Gemini. So Pay attention. Get extremely clear. Be laser sharp focused. You will know what you are supposed to be doing, okay, with this eclipse energy. And just pay attention, relax, don't let it get you all in an uproar, okay? So, and do a new moon ritual. Do a new moon ritual and manifest something. It's Taurus, for Pete's sake. It's so material. And, if you need money, this is a good time to manifest. So pay attention to your thoughts. And when you do, write your manifestation down for your new moon. Make sure all the words are very positive. Don't say, I don't this, I don't that, I don't want this. I say, I only bring in, positive energy into my life, etc. Only with the purest intention. The more pure your intentions are, the more clear you will be, the better you're going to feel. So there you go. Now, another big event this week is Jupiter is going into Pisces on the 13th, which is Thursday. And you're going to say, Deb, Jupiter just went into Aquarius. I thought Jupiter stays in a sign for a year. Yes, it does. Jupiter went into Aquarius in December. It's only May. It's already going into Pisces. Jupiter's just been zipping along through Aquarius, and it's not going to spend a lot of time in Pisces. Sometimes Jupiter does this. It tiptoes into a sign, stays there, turns around, does the retrograde, and then comes back, and goes into Aquarius again, and it's not staying in Pisces for good. Next year, it's going to stay in Pisces, So that's the important thing to remember about this, So one of the things that's going to happen is Jupiter will retrograde from the 20th of June to the 18th of October. And as it goes direct, it will be in Aquarius. It will be back in Aquarius again as it moves through the, Pisces. It's only going to go to 2 degrees. So it's not like it's going to spend the rest of the year in Pisces. It's leaving Aquarius for good. Nothing like that. It is going to be Jupiter going into Pisces for a short amount of time, getting to about 2 degrees, turning around, and coming back. And going back into Aquarius for the rest of the year, and then we'll go into Pisces again next year. So what does this mean? It is going to tiptoe into Pisces. It's not like we can ignore it. Well, Jupiter is the traditional ruler of Pisces. So before anything like Neptune was discovered, Jupiter was the ruler of Pisces. And Jupiter, therefore, is secondary ruler, or initial ruler from the ancient times. So why is Jupiter associated with Pisces? Because it's associated with faith. And yeah, it rules Sag, but it really does act as co-ruler of Pisces, because when Jupiter goes into Pisces, it sort of up-levels our faith, up-levels our hope, and gives us the vision, and that's Pisces, the vision of a new day. It's been rough, everybody, hasn't it? It's been rough. And, people will say, God, this year is not so much better. And we've talked about this before, like how everybody's like, yeah, 2021 is going to be so much better. It's not terribly different than last year. We're just not in the shock that we were last year. This is just an ongoing situation that we are learning to deal with and contend with and handle and work with. And now Jupiter's going into Pisces, and this is where the hope comes in. This is where the faith comes in. This is where we have got to have faith in something in our lives, in the universe, in ourselves, in whatever it is that gives you the greatest faith. And wherever Jupiter lands in your chart, wherever the beginning of Pisces is, the first 2 degrees, you've got to have a lot of faith right now. And maybe you're going to get a surprise. Maybe you're going to get some really good news there. Because, it's moving away from Saturn, and it's moving into this place of openness and feeling like tapping into intuition, for one thing. Pay close attention to your intuition. It's there. And giving us hope. So there's going to be some, I would say, relief in these months with Jupiter in Pisces, and how Jupiter moves through its own sign, so to speak. And it's not going to be one of those things where everything is going to get all better, okay, tomorrow. It's not. That's not the way things work. But things are going to shift dramatically when we start to put our energy towards, again, optimism and positive thoughts, and the feeling of being protected and supported, and knowing there's an angel on our shoulder. Okay, because one of the things that's so important about this is that that's the 12th house. Pisces is a 12th house energy, and when Jupiter is in Pisces, it gives us this incredible sense of being tapping into the unconscious in a certain way, and unseen realms, and doors open, protection happens. And if you have felt unprotected, or you feel like you don't know where to put your faith, this is a time to sit back with yourself and say, okay, what has come through for me? What has given me faith? What gives me the most faith in my life? And what is it that gives me the most support? Like, where do I put my faith every day? In yourself, obviously. You have to put some faith in yourself. And where do your beliefs take you? And Jupiter in Pisces is, it's about beliefs very much, and how we use our beliefs in our lives to support ourselves. Again, your thinking, and so you want to, beliefs and thinking are very close to one another. You want to take this Jupiterian energy, this big, grand energy, and make sure that you use it wisely and not in an overindulgent way, because Pisces can be a little overindulgent, and use it in a way that's going to be supportive and happy for you, okay? And find your faith. Find what gives you faith. Find what gives you hope, where the hope is in your life, and where that experience of hope takes you. Okay? Because we all need to find it right now, because this is, we're on this treadmill since last year, and like a lot of people are just enough already. And here in Costa Rica, that we've had to backtrack, we've had to go backwards, we've had to do things like shut things down again, and this keeps happening here and there and everywhere. And while we aren't in a really bad state, we've never been in a really bad state here. We are definitely trying to be, they're making cautious steps here. So because we are in this condition, and that's also, the Pisces realm is not just the unseen realm and film and vision and all, but it's also institutions like hospitals and healing places like ashrams and stuff. So this is positive energy in that direction. So maybe there'll be some medical positive energy somewhere. Some good news. And speaking of vision, what's the vision about these days? What's the vision beyond the vision? What's the vision? And what is your vision? And get clear. Remember what I said before. Lots of Gemini. The more clear you are, the better things you can manifest things. The more you're telling the universe, you're speaking your mind and telling the universe, I'm clear on what I want, this is what I want. And watch how fast Jupiter in Pisces gets you what you want. Wowie. Okay, so the faster you are aware of what you need and what you want, and are 100% clear, and you got to go in deep and dig for that clarity, the faster you can manifest this. Jupiter in Pisces is magical. And we've got a magical few months ahead of us. Not that it's not magical in Aquarius, but it's different in Pisces. It's a different energy. So look for the magic in your life and embrace the hope. Embrace hope, embrace positive energy, and embrace what's optimistic in your life. Okay, so this is all on a positive note. We're going to try to get more positive. We're going to be more aware of our thoughts. We're going to be clear on what we need to manifest and what we want, and we're going to bring that into our lives. And we're going to find the hope and the faith in our lives. Okay, because this is a moment of hope and it's a moment of faith. And it's really, really important. And this is the big aspect change of the week. Okay. So I wanted to leave that for last because it's a very positive way to end things. And it's going to happen Thursday. Thursday at about 8:30 Eastern time. And so celebrate. Jupiter's going into Pisces. That's a good thing. And get a taste because it's going to go there next year. So when you get this little taster in these next couple of months, see what that's about. Feel what that's about, and expect more of that next year. So, okay, so you know what to do. Think positively. Listen to your thoughts. Don't let anybody tell you that you should be thinking differently. Unless, of course, you want to rob a bank and they're trying to talk you out of it. Be optimistic and positive and have hope. Find that hope. Find that faith in your life. I'm Deb McBride. This is the Golden Astrologer Podcast, and you can reach me at the email addresses I mentioned before, deb@debmcbride.com or info@goldenastrologer.com. You can book a session with me if you'd like, and it's a good time to do that, especially with eclipses coming up and Jupiter going into Pisces. So that's book online at thegoldenastrologer.com. And my Instagram, which has all sorts of goodies on it, lots of videos about the current astrology. That would be the Golden Astrologer. My Twitter is @DebAstrology. So I welcome all. And I have much gratitude and love for all of you. I send you many good wishes and optimism for the week ahead. Have a beautiful week, and thank you for listening.